Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's boy Sam from Mortar Trading here, and today we're looking at NAKD, the fan favorite once again. And today we're going to be talking about this new lawsuit that's coming into play with the whole the Hedgies creating a lot of drama around these meme stocks, all the manipulation that we're seeing. There has been a lawsuit that has been filed inadvertently, so we are going to discuss that and we are going to look very much into detail on that. We're also going to be talking about the short interest of NAKD and where I think it stands at the moment, and I'll be giving my weekly price prediction of where I think it could hit by the end of this week. With that being said, I want you all to be aware that I'm in no way, shape or form a financial advisor, and please take anything I say with a pinch of salt. I'm simply a university student studying business and management, and that is all. Stocks are battlefields. Be sure to do your own research, your own due diligence for entering into the battlefield. I can only scout the battlefield for you, however, I cannot fight the battle for you. With that being said, let's move on. Okay, so looking at the most recent graph that I have formed right here today, we will see some price action on the 30-minute chart some point today. And this is because we have a bullish graph going on, a bullish flag going on, and as you can see, there's an ascending level of support, but then the resistance has stayed around that 0.78 mark. So for us to break above this, we're gonna have to break this 0.78 mark to then be able to create a new support structure, probably back up at around the 0.8 mark, and that's where we'll see a new support level structuring, very similar to what we have seen with the resistance levels up here as well. So I reckon that's what we're going to have to break today to be able to see some positive price action. But the graph today has been pretty good. The pre-market's been strong. Obviously, we've had a couple false breakouts. We saw a nice rise at the very start. Then we did see it come back down again, but that's nothing to worry about. It's a stock market. Everything just goes on, right? And we saw this false breakout, and that created that bounce back off the support structure which we created with the ascending support structure. Now, this support structure is a very, very strong indicator because, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touch points now of ascending support, which is fantastic to see. So this is a good indication of what we are going to see today. And I think that we are going to have a fairly good day from what I can see. As long as we don't fall below this graph and we stay above and pushing that upper bracket, we should be in a very, very strong position to close today. Now, with that being said, I cannot control the stock market. Like I said before, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can't control what the hedgies do. We all know what's going on. We all know manipulation. It has been exposed by CNBC with the whole naked shorting. Fox Business were talking about it with trades as well. So there's a lot of data and a lot of slip ups to suggest what is actually going on in the stock market. And we have seen the whole naked shorting. I explained that in my last video. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. I explained what naked shorting is there. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to talk about the lawsuit first, and then we'll move over to the naked short interest, or the NAKD short interest, sorry. And then we are going to probably conclude the video there. And before I go to the next segment of this video, I just want you all to know that I will be live streaming later on today at around 2 o'clock. I'm planning on getting this video up just before. So, be sure to watch that live stream, and, I'll give you my live review of what's going on and everything. And we could just have a good time, vibe. Tell me any stocks you want me to check out. Yeah, it should be a very, very good time. I'm talking too much. With that being said, let's move on. So as you can see on the page in front of you, this is an S4 form that was registered by Northern Star Investment Corp, and this is to the SEC, I believe. So we are going to have a look at this, and it is on page 186 where the meat and potatoes of this is. Now, let's quickly go over that, as you see there. So 186 here. So this is like a lot of the lawsuit thing. You have your Eisen versus Apex stuff like that. So it's always someone versus someone in the court of law, right? And as you can see here, so this is filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of California. So let's get. So plaintiffs allege that Apex, along with over 30 other brokerages, trading firms, and or clearing firms, including Morgan Stanley, E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, Charles Schwab, Robinhood, Barclays, Citadel, and DTCC, engaged in a coordinated conspiracy in violation of antitrust laws to prevent retail customers from operating and trading freely in a conspiracy to allow certain of the other defendants, primarily hedge funds, to stop losing money on short sale positions in GameStop, AMC, and certain other securities. Obviously, NAKD being one of them. And, you know, you have your CTRM, you have your SNDL, you have a lot of different securities that are like incorporated within this. And we all know that they are heavily shorted stocks. Now, the matters were brought as class actions alleging violations of federal and state antitrust laws, security laws, unfair competition and dissemination of untrue and misleading statements, as well as negligence, breach of fiduciary duty, constructive fraud, and breach of implied covenants of good faith and fair dealing. So this, in a nutshell, is saying that these companies, all these 30 other brokerage firms, including obviously your Interactive Brokers, Charles Schwab, Robinhood, Barclays, Citadel, etc., they were all part of this big conspiracy against us short sales, us retail investors, us trying to make a bit of money. That's the whole point. You know, we saw an exploit in the system, and we took that and we ran with it, right? And they did something that was illegal to stop all trading. It's a free market at the end of the day, right? You are not allowed to stop trading for certain people. It's either you stop trading for everyone, or you stop trading or you just continue trading. That's the normal premises of the stock market. It's supposed to be a free market at the end of the day. Everyone is supposed to have equal opportunity. However, that is not the case, as proven here within this lawsuit. And obviously this isn't proven, actually. Let me rephrase that. It's not proven, but there is a lawsuit about it, so they have raised concerns of this, right? And although, yes, we've seen the data, we know what's going on, let's just say innocent till proven guilty, right? So let's take that with a pinch of salt. But I wanted you all to be made aware of this legal proceeding that's going on at the moment, because it directly affects all of us that are currently invested within NAKD, AMC, GME, all of those other stocks. So, you know, definitely something to keep an eye on, and I will be keeping you up to date as this lawsuit sort of continues, and I'll be bringing you all the up-to-date information about it. And I just want to say as well, I don't practice law, I don't study law, so I'm not a lawyer. So, you know, I will just tell you the facts that I have available to me, and I will give you my opinion on those facts that have been displayed to me. Right, so, you know, you all can have your own opinions on it, and I may be wrong, who knows, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. But yes, legal proceedings is looking good at the moment, because they are going to be knuckling down on this, and I'm hoping that this may deter hedge funders from trading illegally even more, right? So, you know, I'm hoping this puts a little bit of a cap on it. Okay, so moving on to the reported short data. Bear in mind I said reported, not the actual short data, that we all know that something is going on, right? So the 34% short volume ratio is significantly high. Anything above, I would say 10%, is capable of squeezing. The fact that NAKD right now is 34% is insanely high. Now, I know it may not be as much as GameStop, etc. at the time of 120% that was reported. NAKD is sort of a consequent of that naked shorting act that is going on at the moment, right? And you have AMC in that bubble, you have all the other stocks that are being naked shorted right now. And again, you know, that was what was said on CNBC. So that is what I'm going to go off, right? So there is currently naked short shares available is 150,000. And the NAKD short borrow fee rate is 9%, which has actually gone up by, I think, 0.1% since I last checked. I think before it was 8.9. So, you know, it's constantly going up. There is a higher cost to borrow, which shows that NAKD should not be shorted right now, because they are shorting something that is undervalued, essentially. So they are getting desperate, and you can see that with the high cost to borrow, because there aren't as many short shares available at the moment, right? So, you know, all the signs at the moment are very positive and pointing in the right direction for NAKD at the moment. You see here, 34%. It started off 30, 33, 34, 31, 31, 34. So it's constantly in that 30% bracket, which is very, very strong for a short squeeze to happen. So yeah, that is the data that I just wanted to quickly run by, and I will be trying to get my hands on some the Autex data. I'm going to see if I can sort something out with that, because it is important to have, you know, your utilization and the amount of days the shorts have to cover. That is important data that I'm going to try and get my hands on for the next video. So with that being said, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you haven't, remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. It really helps the channel out. And be sure to check out the live stream later on today. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, everyone, thank you for watching. Take care.